Hello everyone and welcome back to EUpeople. Today we have Hilde Hardeman with us. You could say Hilde is Europe's discreet fairy godmother. When a crisis looms in the world, she intervenes behind the scenes to solve the crisis with the EU foreign policy instrument. Hilde knows about crises. She comes from Ypres in Belgium, a region which was devastated by the First World War. We'll get to ask her if the history of her own hometown makes her think about Europe today. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let it begin. I am pleased to welcome Hilde Hardeman, a dedicated European and a Belgian from the region of Ypres. We managed to catch up with her between two flights, as her job in foreign policy instrument keeps her busy tackling some of the most critical global challenges, from responding to crises to upholding democracy. Good morning, Hilde.
Hi, Roma. Nice
Hi.
to see you.
Nice to meet you. Could you tell me in few simple words what your job is all about?
I run the Commission's speedboat service. That's a small service that intervenes fast and flexibly across the globe, there where it's needed for conflict prevention, crisis management, peace building, also where we need to support, for instance, democratic elections. So those are the type of things that we do. There's many others, but I think that gives you the first sense of the type of actions that we undertake.
Some would say, why solving crises abroad when there are so many crises already in Europe? What do you answer to that?
Well, that the two are needed. If we look at it from a very selfish point of view, a crisis abroad always entails also certain risks for the European Union itself. So it is in our interest to contribute to stabilization and peace across the world, just like it is in our interest that we see the development of democracy across the world. So the Commission has different players, different entities. Many people look at what is happening in the EU itself. We look at what is happening outside the EU. And the EU outside on issues related to peace, to conflict prevention, to democracy has credibility because of the achievements that the EU has been able to bring about internally over the decades.
I met you 2 weeks ago and you were about to go on an hostile environment training. I'm impressed because I'm seeing you here in the chair and thinking, wow, you must have experienced some tough moment last week. Can you tell us a bit more about it? What can you tell us?
Our service has people in really dangerous environments. We have people that work for our civilian crisis management missions in Iraq, for instance. We have people in the Central African Republic, which is a very difficult environment. Very much by the nature of the type of the things we do, people are in risky environments. So as head of the service, I want also to be aware of what that entails, but I also need to be prepared to be able to go and visit more dangerous places.
So Hilde, I've got my own hostile environment questionnaire for you.
Okay.
During 1 minute, I would like you to tell me what the EU did for EU citizens on several international crises.
Okay.
Can you?
I'll try.
Ready?
Ready.
The 2006 and 2009 gas crisis.
The EU helped to bring gas to homes and factories so that people were warm and could work.
The Ebola crisis.
The EU helped to contain a very dangerous disease.
Trade in blood diamond.
The EU helps to make sure that when you buy a diamond, you can be reasonably sure that it hasn't served to finance a conflict.
Climate change.
The EU takes the lead in international action to protect our planet for our children and our grandchildren.
The mad cow disease.
The EU makes sure that the steak on your plate is safe and healthy.
The Colombia Civil War.
Share the EU's experience in peace building and thereby increase peace and stability globally across the world.
Thank you, Hilde. Of all these, which one would you like to highlight?
Maybe the gas crisis, because it's very concrete and very practical. You know, pipelines that transport gas, normally speaking, can bring gas only in one direction, with the result that if the gas is stopped at the start of the flow, that you cannot bring in gas from another side. And this is what happened in 2006, when gas stopped flowing in the middle of the winter from the east. Entire regions, families, companies in Eastern and Southern Europe were without gas. And what the EU did as a result of that, the EU invested to equip the gas pipelines with a double flow so that gas could flow in two directions, which meant that in 2009, when we were again confronted with the tap being closed, that we could bring to those regions gas from Northern Europe, from Western Europe, and avoid the problem for the families and the economic operators.
All this is really serious topic, so how do you unwind?
I play music and I sing.
Music?
I sing. Since I was very small, I sang in a village chorus and I still sing in a bigger chorus today. And I play also music. I play the organ.
We got a picture of you playing the organ some time ago.
That's long ago, yes.
And I heard it was a family thing to play music, because we also got a picture from your grandfather. Is here. I think it's the first one on the picture.
That's correct. My grandfather was the conductor of the village band, and he wanted me very much to play the clarinet. But my mother didn't like that idea, because what do village band do after the concert?
Oh, let me guess.
They go home and have a glass. So instead, she thought it was better that I played the piano. I did that, and then after a while, I started playing also the organ. That's how it came about.
So she stuck you home.
She stuck me home, but she also gave me the time and the opportunity to study music, and it's a big, big thing in my life.
So Hilde, speaking about history and crisis, you know, this year we commemorate the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War. And you're coming from a city, Ypres, that is a strong history. Can you tell us a bit more about Ypres?
Yes, I went to school in Ypres. I grew up in the region of Ypres, and Ypres was really the front in the First World War. So the city was, it was a big medieval, a rich medieval city, was completely destroyed. It was also the place where for the first time in history they used chemical weapons. And when I grew up, and actually even today, so the landscape is full of cemeteries, but also the soil is still full of unexploded ordnance. As children, we were very familiar with seeing the unexploded buses, etc., on the corners of the field, because the farmers would find them. They would take them out of the ground, put them off the corner of the field, and the army would circulate to pick them up.
Some say that the argument about peace, Europe being a peace project, resonates more with the older generation, but that now it's not enough. What would you answer to that claim?
If you come from that region, you don't need to ask what is the EU for, you know. It's to fight war, it's to make peace.
A more philosophical question to end up with. We often hear that Europe progresses only with crisis. Do you believe in it? Do you think it's a fatality that we should progress only with crisis?
I do not believe in any fatalities, you know, but I think that we are all human beings. And human beings get motivated by challenges, get motivated by difficulties. So when we meet an obstacle, we do our utmost to overcome it. So from that perspective, I think it's true that crises have helped the European Union to make progress on things that really matter.
So, Hilde, thank you very much for your honest and clear answer. Thank you everyone for watching. Please share, comment, rewatch if you wish. But we got the last little game that we're going to do with Hilde, with the red phone here.
Okay.
It's a bonus video, so click here. And if you watch this video, you're gonna learn a bit more about some historical quotes and international affairs. If you don't watch the video, thank you for watching again, and see you soon for the next EU People episode.